Today we're going to go over the substitution method for solving systems of linear equations. The substitution method basically is you get one of the variables by itself. So here we have x equals negative 2y plus 2. So if you're playing a football game and the quarterback is running along and steps into a hole and his leg snaps in half, obviously he can't continue playing in the game, right? Do you send a linebacker in to replace him? Who do you send in to replace the quarterback? A backup quarterback, someone who is supposedly equal in what they are able to do. So x is equal to negative 2y plus 2. So in this first equation, we're going to take this broken x out. It's not really broken, but for the analogy, we're going to take that x out, and we're going to put the negative 2y plus 2 in its place. So we are going to do 3, and then instead of that x, we're going to put in negative 2y plus 2, the whole thing in parentheses, plus 4y equals negative 4. So we're pulling the x out, we're dropping the negative 2y plus 2 in its place. We are substituting one for the other. Once you have that stuff substituted, now this is an equation that you need to solve. What do you think we're going to do with the 3? Distribute. So we have negative 6y plus 6 plus 4y equals negative 4. Combine like terms, that's negative 2y plus 6 equals negative 4. Subtract 6 on both sides, I get negative 2y equals negative 10. So what does y equal? Y equals 5. Now our answers need to be an ordered pair. We're going to write our answers as an ordered pair. So we got y equals 5. That 5 is going to be the second part of that ordered pair. How do you suppose we then find the first part of that ordered pair? We plug it in. So we're going to find up here this original equation, x equals negative 2y plus 2, and we're going to stick 5 in place of the y. So where do I have space to do that? X equals negative 2y plus 2. I figured out that y was 5. So x equals negative 10 plus 2. X is going to be negative 8. Now, if you wanted to check yourself, say you're doing this on a test or a quiz and you're like, okay, I think this is my answer, but I want to check myself. You could go to desmos.com, type in both of these equations, and see that the point negative 8,5 is indeed where those two equations meet. All right, number 2. Number 2 is not currently set up perfectly for substitution because we don't have one variable by itself. So sometimes you have to manipulate these equations a little bit. I would notice that x and y in the top equation, we could pretty easily get one of those by themselves, right? We don't want to have to do any division or crazy stuff to get a letter by itself, but I could easily add y to both sides and end up with x equals y plus 3. So I just added y to both sides. Oops, plus 13, not 3, right? Were you going to catch that mistake of mine or just let it slide? Hopefully this class catches my mistakes so that those of you at home don't have to live with my mistakes. So then in the second equation, this x right here, we're going to take that x out and we're going to put y plus 13 in its place. So this y plus 13 is going to go in place of the x in the other equation. So 2, instead of the x, we're going to put in y plus 13. And then finish the equation, plus 2y equals 10. Take a moment, distribute, solve, see if you can find what your y value is for this problem. Once you get y equals -4, now you have some options. You could plug -4 into the y in the second equation, but that looks like a lot of work to get that y by itself, or to get the x by itself. You could plug it in to the original top equation, or to make your life a whole lot easier, you could plug it into the y in the equation that we already rearranged. So we're going to pick this x equals y plus 13 equation, because that looks like the easiest one to deal with, and plug that -4 in. So x equals -4 plus 13. What is -4 plus 13? 9. So our solution is the ordered pair 9, -4. If you graphed both of those lines, they would meet at the point 9, -4. Number 3 is also not really set up for substitution, and I think we have to do a little bit more work than before. We're going to need to subtract 3x on both sides. That will give us -y equals -3x plus 4. We don't really want -y, we want positive y. So divide everything by -1 to get y equals positive 3x minus 4. Now, you can't plug this back into the same equation that you rearranged. You have to plug this into the other equation. So we messed with the top equation. We need to plug the 3x minus 4 into the bottom equation. And this time, we're substituting for y instead of for x, which is totally fine. So I've got -9x plus 3. We're taking that y out, and we're putting 3x minus 4 in its place, equals -12. Take a moment, distribute, start solving. And I'll actually just keep doing that with the camera rolling. Okay, when I combine like terms, -9x and positive 9x is 0. They cancel each other out. So I've got -12 equals -12. All of my variables went away. Does -12 actually equal -12? This is a true statement. If all of your variables disappear and you're left with a true statement, that means many solutions. That means that these two equations are actually the same line. If you graphed them, they would be right on top of each other, and every single point on one line would be a solution to the system. So many solutions, infinitely many solutions, IMS, infinity symbol, whatever you want to write. On the test, if the answer is many solutions, it would likely be a multiple choice question, and there would be like a many solutions option, a no solutions option, so you'd have to pick which one it is. Okay, number 4, which variable do you think we should get by itself? The y. So take a moment, get the y by itself, and see if you can kind of do the whole process on your own. So if you're watching the video, pause the video, pause it. Pause the video. I don't think you've paused the video yet. I think you need to pause the video. So we're substituting the 2x plus 6 in place of this y in the second equation. When we distribute, our x's are going to cancel, and we're left with -12 equals 5. That is a false statement. That basically means that these two lines are very, very similar, but not exactly the same, which means they probably have the same slope, but they do not have the same y-intercept. This means that there are no solutions. These are parallel lines that will never meet never cross. So what number 3 and number 4 are telling you is if your variables go away and you have a true statement, it's many solutions. If your variables go away and you have a false statement, it is no solutions. Okay, your assignment is in Schoology. Find today's date. So today is Thursday, October 15th. And your assignment is C3.2 worksheet number 1. And I just pasted the assignment in there. It's 6 equations. You can zoom this in on your screen so that you can see it better. So do the problems shown on your own piece of paper. Write your answers as ordered pairs. When you are finished, take a picture of your paper and submit a photo of your work.